what recommendations can you make to me?
Ask them why they want to get married.
Okay, and most people will say, I want to have children. That's what they would say. I want to have children. I don't want to be lonely. I want a significant other.
What in the world does that mean?
Okay, so that's not a good answer.
Vague.
It's too vague.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me what the answer should be. What should be the answer?
What is marriage? What's it for?
Well, it's for the tikkun of the man, right?
What does that mean?
It's for the correction. They can't be here. You know, for what I've learned from Torah study is the man's purpose is to achieve his tikkun, and he needs a wife and children to do that. He can't do it. It's like
What's that tikkun?
correction, for their soul's correction.
What's wrong with my soul? You're talking about me now, right?
We started talking about me, that's why we got off track, but that's okay.
So what's wrong with a man that he needs a tikkun?
That's our purpose here. All of us, the women too, but it's the man that really needs the correction. And you can tell me if you're the rabbi, I'm not. You can tell me, this is just from what I've learned.
Yes.
It's their souls are lower. They need that elevation.
Whoa.
Well, I'm saying this with all due respect, lower level.
Now, the correct understanding of that is we are here to repair the world, not ourselves.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with us when we're born. We're here to repair the world. One of the ways of repairing the world is by bringing godliness to the world, and marriage is a very godly thing.
Okay, but that's still working toward this global Mashiach consciousness, right?
Yes,
so that's why.
Than ourselves. Much bigger than
So we're
ourselves.
adding toward that every marriage then.
Yeah. Because, as it turns out, any benefit you think you get from marriage, you can get without marriage.
Really? You don't think that intimacy grows with marriage? You don't think that...
Oh, okay. Now, that's
that you can't really get that same kind of intimacy, that close interconnectedness to really learn about love, what love means, to have that experience without... It has to be in the confines of marriage, right?
Okay, so now we're getting to something really serious, because you can't have love outside of marriage.
But it's not the same.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what is the difference between married love and love?
Married love and... Well, you tell me the difference between married love and love.
So really what happened in recent years is that couples who are happily married, functional marriages, they're doing good, but she feels alone in the world. And he feels alone in the world. And that never happened before. The one thing that marriage brings is that you're never alone. Once you're married, you're never alone again. Even if you're separated by an ocean. Now, in the same house and in the same bedroom, they feel alone. What is going on?
Well, they're not sharing with each other. It's desire to receive for the self alone. They're focused on them. What are they getting?
Yeah. So, until recently, I did marriage counseling for I don't know how many years. People came for marriage counseling because they didn't like each other. I understand that. Now, even if they like each other, there's something missing. They feel alone in the world because the relationship stopped being intimate. It's functional.
What's your definition of intimacy?
Intimacy means a connection between two people that is not based on anything. I guess intimacy is the opposite of pornography.
Oh, wow.
Pornography is objectifying. Intimacy means personifying. I'm into this relationship for you not for something about you. I've spoken to people that, this guy says, I love everything about my wife. Everything.
Oh, yeah.
I said, do you love her? I said, I love everything about her. I said, do you love her? He said, I told you, I love, you're not answering my question. Do you love her?
Wow. He couldn't really answer the question?
I said, take away all things. Do you love her?
Oh.
He
So
says,
you mean, do you love her soul is what you're asking?
He says, well, what does that mean? Are you surprised she feels alone?
Oh, yeah.
He loves everything about her except her.
So it's not really, so what does that translate to you? Well, I'm telling you what I'm getting is, and you tell me if I'm right, he doesn't really connect to her heart or her soul, because her soul, is her being, her essence. Is that what you're saying?
But that is so mysterious. Of course I don't connect to her soul. I don't know her soul. She doesn't know her soul.
Okay, so then I would say,
What is it? So,
okay. So can I?
Look, our grandparents, in the good old days,
Yeah.
they married each other because they needed each other. They would never get divorced. It was unheard of. Did they bicker? All the time. They argued about everything, but they needed each other. With us today, marriage is the opposite. I love everything. It doesn't need you. Well, let's get to the shocking. The thing that is ruining marriages in today's society is love.
The thing that is, okay, so say that one more time because I need to digest that. The thing, say that
That
again?
is ruining marriages is love.
Wow. That's a very loaded statement. Can you expound upon that?
If a man were to say to a woman, please marry me, I have a lot of money and I like money.
Oh.
I want to marry you for your money. I would recommend against that.
Well, that's what you get, and I know people that have done that. And what do they get? They get money, and then it doesn't work out. And a good friend of mine went after somebody for money, and I kept saying it's not going to work. And then finally, she couldn't deal anymore because she was selling her soul for money. She decided it wasn't a good trade in the end.
Oh.
But I said, you married for money, so what did you get? You got money, and that's it. That was it.
So if a man says, I want to marry you for your money, it's not exactly honest. He doesn't want to marry her. He just wants the money.
Right.
In a perfect world, he's thinking, you would just give me the money. But this is not a perfect world, so I'm going to have to marry you in order to get the money. But I'm not really marrying you.
No.
That's a bad idea, right? It's really insulting.
It's awful.
It's like saying, I don't want you, I just want the money.
I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
if a man says, I'm marrying you for love, I want love.
So, what do you like that answer?
It's worse.
Oh my God! You got to straighten us all out here, Rabbi. So it's worse. Why is it worse? If a man says I'm married for you, love, that's worse.
Yeah, because money is useless.
What if he says, "But I love you"? Okay, sorry. If he says to you, if somebody says to me, "Rachel, I love you with all my heart. Like I want to be with you the rest of my life. I really love you from with everything that's within me, with my heart." That's not good enough.
Is it possible that what he's marrying, or what you're marrying, is the love, not the person?
Well, isn't it one of the both? I mean, the lines don't cross, the love and the person? How can it not, though? I don't understand. The lines between love and the person don't.
I mean, how
How can
many
that
marriages end because we fell out of love. There was love, now there's no love, bye-bye. So what was I married to?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I was married to the love.
But then how do we begin? Okay, I hear what you're saying, and it's very deep, and I understand it. Okay, so I want to go back to me as a matchmaker. So how do I navigate this scenario? I say to a woman, I have a guy for you. I think he's going to be great. I spoke with him for hours. I know you well. This is the choice I've made. I'm not asking you to go out on a date. I have a match for you. I want you to meet him. This is serious. And the first thing that anyone asks for, including her, can I see a picture? They go by the pictures. And if that person doesn't make that first cut, game over. So people are going by that. And then if they both feel that there's chemistry on the date, then they'll go out again. Then we have a chance to develop something. Then I say, God willing, there will be love. And now you're saying even when we get to that point, it's not even good enough. Because it's like it sounds like there's so many obstacles that who can make it then?
Well, it's just a different objective. You want to marry love, or you want to marry the person whom you're going to love. Do you need a person in your life, or you just want love in your life?
Well, I guess I feel like it's one of the same. You don't have love without having it connecting to a person, because you love that person. You enjoy their energy. You connect to their soul. So I don't.
What does that mean?
What does it mean? That you feel a connection. You look at someone. You spend time. You feel. You love being with that person. You enjoy their company.
Let's unpack that a little bit.
Okay, so let's unpack it.
It's a very strange arrangement that God created, that men marry women.
Really?
It's so strange.
But the Torah is telling us to.
Yes.
So it shouldn't be strange. It should just be, this is how it's supposed to be.
It is how it's supposed
to
be.
It's supposed to not, then it shouldn't be strange.
But doesn't it make more sense that men should stick to men and women should stick to women?
Well, that's what people are these days. So that's what's going on. So.
Let me lay it all out.
Please.
Marriage means two people becoming one. In order for two people to become one, they can't need the same thing. Two people who need the same thing will always be fighting over that thing. In order for a marriage to work, you have to have the partners in the marriage come from different planets. That way, they can live in harmony because they don't need the same thing. What has happened in today's society is men and women are exactly the same. They need the same things, they want the same things. It can't work.
So can you give me some examples of that? Because when you're saying that, I'm thinking, but if they both want love and they want to love each other and share, but if each person has in their mind, I want to do the maximum amount that I can to make this person's life amazing, and both people think that, and then love develops with that, that's not the recipe for a good marriage?
Sounds good.
It does?
How often does it work?
Well, again, both people have to have that mindset and that directedness to, and desire and goal and mission to be that, to do that, right?
Yeah. But the only way it can work is if he comes from a masculine perspective and she comes from a feminine perspective.
Okay, no, I agree with that, and you're right, but that's how it should be. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to stay in their role.
In other words,
I do.
Don't be the same. Be different. So the notion that marriage is a 50-50, or it's not. There's no 50. There's only one man and one woman.
Right.
And he's not 50% man, and she's not 50%.
Yeah, and I'm on board with you with all this. I'm 100%. 100%. And
So
so are all
what
my
is-
people that I have. in my-
So what is the masculine personality, mentality? What is masculine? Masculine means a human being whose ultimate pleasure and satisfaction comes from giving.
Because he's the light.
Provider. A woman, her ultimate satisfaction and pleasure comes from receiving. They're not competing with each other about who's a better giver or who's a better receiver.
I hear you. It's an energy system.
He gets pleasure from giving, she gets pleasure from receiving. In other words, she expects him to be the giver. If she has to become the giver, she'll hate him.
Right.
So, the worst thing a man can say, right at the beginning of his marriage, coming home from the wedding, and he says to his bride, "What do you want to do now?" That's it, he's dead.
Poor guy. I understand though. Yeah, the women want the guy to take the lead. I understand that. I agree with you. Everything you're saying, I agree personally 100%. All of it. 100%.
A woman is a nurturer. That is the final word. A woman is a nurturer. A woman gives life. The man provides. The Gemara, the sages say, a man brings home wheat. The wife turns it into bread. A man brings home flax. The woman turns it into a dress. A man builds a house.
Love that.
The woman turns it into a home.
Beautiful.
A man
That should be.
impregnates a woman. The woman produces a child.
And that's how God wanted it.
That's called,
And how God wants it.
Yeah, that's called nurturing. Nurturing means give me something to start with and I'll turn it into a magnificent result. A man can't do that. A man can't nurture. Unless he becomes a male nurturer, which means he doesn't feel a need to prove himself. If a man can get past the need to prove himself, he can become a nurturer.
But that's probably somewhat rare, would you say?
Like a grandfather. A good grandfather, a good zadie.
A good zadie.
Is a male nurturer. Because he's given up on proving himself.
Right, he's over all of that.
Yeah. So there are rare individuals who even as young men have this nurturing capacity because they're not into proving themselves. A woman is a nurturer because she doesn't need to prove herself. That's how God arranged the production of life. In order to produce life, you have to have one party who gets pleasure in giving, the other party gets pleasure in receiving
right.
and nurturing. A woman, ideally, should not be responsible for anything
What's anything?
other than the children. She doesn't have to worry about paying bills. She doesn't have
Right.
to worry about legal issues, financial issues.
And what if there's no children in the family? Or what if they decided not to have children, or they couldn't have children or something, let's just say, or it's a second marriage and the children are grown up, then what? What's the dynamic?
Same dynamic.
But you said her job is to take care of the kids, but there's no kids to take care of.
To be free to take care of kids.
I see.
Then she can be a woman. If she's not free, if she has to worry about anything other, the children will not feel nurtured. Nurturing is a very passive activity. If you have to lift a finger, you're not a nurturer. That's so powerful. Nurturing is effortless.
So you're saying it's coming from your soul, it's coming from your consciousness then,
It
nurturing?
comes
Is
from your
that-
femininity. I don't have to get mystical about it. It's feminine. Like the womb is the most nurturing organ it doesn't want to do anything other than nurture someone else. What do your uterus do for you? For you, nothing. But if there's somebody else, it'll produce a child. So that is like the rudimentary arrangement of how do you raise a family.
Mm-hmm.
He'll take all the technical whatever responsibilities. You are free to be a nurturer. But in order to nurture, you have to be completely receptive. Fertility is still a mystery.
In terms of, in what way?
We don't know what makes somebody fertile, infertile. We don't really know.
Which actually, I'm glad you brought that up, which comes down to the topic I wanted to discuss with you, which is mazal. Do you think that matches are really predestined and your soulmate's predestined? Do we have really any free will? I mean, where does mazal come into all of this? I mean, why somebody gets pregnant right away? Why someone can't have kids? Why does somebody meet their soulmate? I know somebody whose husband died at the age of 49, God bless her. She met someone shortly after. She wasn't even looking. About a year and a half later, it's a better husband, she had a great marriage, but it was even better and amazing. She never looked, she never tried. It just happened. So when I look at a situation like that, and then I look at clients that are so fabulous and amazing, and they want someone for the right reasons, and that just, you can't, I mean, all the boxes check off, and what about them? They've been in line for a really long time. Like, what about their turn? But maybe it's just mazal. Maybe it's all just, everything's up to God, and it's and I'm a matchmaker. I know that I'm a facilitator, but I know that I don't make the matches. When a match happens, I thank God, and I know God made it happen because I see the magic. I see how it happens, and it just happens, and I'm just sort of in the middle of it. That's it. So,
and sometimes you're more surprised than anybody.
Sometimes I'm more surprised than anybody. I was recently in a really good way. Thank God, thank God, thank God. So
Yes,
what do you have to say about that? So I mean, is it destiny and free will, mazal, reincarnation from past lifetimes? It's
predestined.
It's predestined.
Absolutely.
Predestined.
You don't, I can marry anybody I want. No, you can't.
Yeah.
That's a ridiculous idea. You can marry or not marry. That's in your own hands. That you can choose. Who to marry? You can't choose when
It's
you're
not a
going to.
choice. Yeah.
It's completely out of your control.
Because then you see some couples that seem like they really don't go, but somehow they're married, and they're married for a long time, and it's like, it has to do, it's karma, it's past lives, it's something beyond you can possibly realize. It's all divinely inspired. So.
I'll tell you a beautiful story. The shotgun, the matchmaker arranges a match. They go out. The woman says, he's going bald. Ah. A while later, she makes another arrangement.
Yeah.
And she says to the guy, don't take your hat off.
Oh boy. Let's just try with your hat on first.
She doesn't go for it.
She can't deal. Yeah.
They go out. She calls the guy.
Uh-huh.
How did it go? He says, great. Yeah, you want to see her again? Oh yeah. He says, oh, by the way, you told me not to take my hat off, but I forgot. I took my hat off.
Oh,
He
okay.
says, oh, you blew it. You blew it. She calls the girl. How was it? Wonderful.
Yeah.
Want to see him again? Yeah.
Yeah, it just shows you.
Even though he's bald?
Somehow it just didn't make a difference, right?
She said,
No.
He's bald?
She didn't even notice, right? And it's not that she's trying to not notice, she just doesn't notice. Why?
He was the one.
Exactly. That's what I really, really believe, because he's the one.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting. It's like I set somebody up with somebody that has an accent, and she's like, I really don't like accents. And I said, his English is he's amazing in all these ways. Again, all the boxes check off. He's a good-looking guy. His English is like a little bit off. Well, I don't really, and I just kept thinking, I just see you guys together. And I said, so just go out, So they went out, and I asked her, again, it's so funny the story you just told me, and I said, well, how was it the accent? And she's like, I didn't have any problem. And he has a heavy accent. He has a very heavy accent. She's like, I understood everything. She goes, and he apologized a couple of times for his English, and I said, I don't know what you're talking about. I think it's fine. I don't understand. Your English is she said, his English is perfect. I don't know what he's talking about. It's not perfect. She thought it was perfect. So
you ask people to say, what are you looking for? It's a good question, but don't believe a word they say. It doesn't matter.
Okay, so what does matter? So I'm a matchmaker. I have to ask questions. What should I be asking? What should I be looking for? What does really matter? So I can focus on what matters more. I want to be the best I can be in what I'm doing to help people.
So there are two major things. Number one, if a man asks a woman to marry him, what he's saying is, will you share my life with me? Not will you love me. Will you share my life with me? The woman should ask, what exactly is your life?
Okay.
If he says, well, I don't know, we'll work on it together. No. I want to know what I'm getting myself into.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I want to know what life I'm stepping into.
Okay, so let's say, I hear what you're saying. So what would be a good answer? So he's going to answer something. What would be a respectable and qualified answer? She's asking that question. So what would be the answer?
He can say, I'm a doctor. My life is healing people. You want to be part of that? Not everybody wants to be part of that.
I see.
A Jew can say, I'm practicing. I keep Shabbat, I keep kosher, I want to raise my kids to be...
Well, would you like to be a part of that? Yeah.
Part of that? But if I'm not clear about what my life is, then how do I invite somebody into what? Into my chaos? Into my indecision? What am I asking?
Right.
So that's got to be like number one. Before you look at the person, what is the life you want to live?
Then you have to see if that
And
matches.
then the person has to match your life, not the life has to match the person.
Right.
That's number one.
But sometimes people are willing to take on a different kind of a life. Let's say they have a life that they're happy with, but they're interested in taking on another kind of a life that they didn't think they would live, but they think they could be happy. Is that
Well, do that before you're married.
because you're saying you don't think it's going to work out? Is that what you're saying? That you
Well,
think
then
that they
both
can't
of you-
adapt to a new,
You both have to adapt. It's hard.
harder?
Yeah.
But back to I just find this so fascinating myself, destiny and free will, and seeing how people, get together. So if if it's really predetermined and destined, then why should anybody make any kind of effort? I know you have to make some effort because you have to show God that you're trying and that you have to build a vessel for the relationship. But in let's say a modified way. But what if people just basically say, okay, forget the matchmaker, I don't really need her because God's going to bring me my soulmate whenever I'm supposed to be getting it, and just kind of, why can't everybody just chill out? Why does there have to be so much frenetic energy about all this?
Well, frenetic is no good, but we're partners with God. We can't be inactive or silent partners. If you're interested, show an interest. Don't say, whenever it happens, I'll be fine. You're not participating. You're not contributing.
Well, people are participating by hiring a matchmaker, going on the apps, being introduced by people. So, but can it be like in a modified version? Because people are doing it on full speed ahead, and it's making them very nervous and crazy and unhappy. So what if they decided to put half the effort in? Will they still meet that soulmate in the time they're supposed to meet it? So it kind of doesn't matter that they don't need to go out 10 times a week. They could go out 2, and that's still enough to show God you're making the effort.
Yes.
Okay,
And
so
you have to go with confidence. God wants you to be married a lot more than you want to be, so relax.
And people need to relax.
You don't have to convince him. So that's number one.
So it's going to happen when it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You're saying, okay.
And it's going to be the one. You cannot marry the wrong one.
You can't. So what about these divorces? That's just
You're
karma mates.
divorcing the one.
You're divorcing the one. So what if is somebody meant to have three soulmates? There's people that are married
Yeah.
3 times.
Yeah.
Okay, but they were all the one, and they were supposed to be, would you say, Destiny said there was an expiration date, so they were meant to marry the next one, and the same thing happened, and then it was the next one, so that's all,
It's not like you can just pick a guy off the street.
you can't,
No.
yeah.
It's also destined that this one should be number 1,
Oh, and that one too.
and this one should be number 2.
Right.
So that's number 1.
Okay,
The second thing is really very important. A couple come to me about, should we get married? Good chemistry.
I was going to ask you about chemistry. I'm so glad you brought that up.
Good chemistry is what clinches it.
Yeah.
So if a woman comes and I'm with a guy, he's really good, he's a real mensch. He's really smart, he's good. So yeah, but why do you want to marry him? He's marriageable, but why do you want to marry him?
And what was the answer?
Any decent guy, you're going to marry him?
Right.
So all you told me was he's a really decent guy. Okay, now why do you want to marry him?
What else?
Chemistry.
Yes.
But chemistry is misunderstood.
I remember
Chemistry
those.
doesn't mean he excites me. That's sexual chemistry,
Right.
not a good barometer. Good chemistry means a man is sitting with a woman and he feels so comfortable being a man. Never happened before. When he's sitting with a woman, he's usually a little,
Slightly nervous, a little on edge.
like, what impression am I making? What does she
Right.
think of me? With this woman, he's sitting there and he just feels so good being a man. That's good. She makes him feel masculine.
Yeah.
That's good chemistry.
That's good chemistry.
He makes her feel feminine. That's good chemistry. So here's, in practical language, he's sitting with this woman and he's feeling, I would love to take care of her for the rest of my life. She is thinking, I would follow him anywhere he wants to go. I would support whatever he wants to do. I trust him completely.
Now, do you think
Different.
Do you think without knowing someone that well, if you have those feelings at the beginning, the feelings are on target, the feelings are correct, and you should go with that?
Yes.
I think that too. Yeah.
Yes, it's the most reliable indicator is your intuition.
It's your intuition. Yeah. I
So
agree.
a guy calls me up. He says, I'm going with this woman. I have never met anyone as fantastic as this woman. She is so smart. She is so capable. She's so good. She's so... I don't know why I'm hesitating. Something about her. I said, no, not something about her.
It's just
Something about you. You have nothing to add. You just described a woman who doesn't need you.
well, what about chemistry? So you're telling me the story, and I'm thinking they just didn't have the chemistry. Because if there's some kind of chemistry,
Right.
then that would be.
He didn't feel like I could take care of her.
Yeah.
She
So
doesn't need me.
that confuses people a lot because they feel like the boxes I'll check off, and they feel like, is there something wrong with me? Because they just feel like it's a great guy, marriageable, from a good family, X, Y, Z. And then they don't, and it's just, and they feel badly because they want it to work, but if you don't feel something, you don't feel something.
And what should you feel? That's the killer is, I don't even know what I'm supposed to feel.
Okay, so you did say what you're supposed to feel in terms of a woman's supposed to feel feminine, a man's supposed to feel masculine. Can you expound upon that a bit?
Yes, masculine means I want to give her. I want to make her life better. I'll take care of her. I'll provide for her. The woman has to feel, I would let him into my life all the way. I trust him I could surrender myself to him and not even think twice. That is dynamite. But again, the guy calls up and says, she's fantastic, she's smart, she's strong, she doesn't need you.
Yeah.
What can you possibly add to her life? No wonder you're hesitating. You're emasculated by her talents and abilities. You have nothing more to offer.
Bad match. Okay, so what if she...
A woman
Yeah.
calls up and says, I'm going with this guy. I have never in my life met such a nice guy. He's so kind. He's so
I hear that a
thoughtful.
lot from people, and I'm thinking, oh, it's not a match. Oh well.
He's so gentle. He's so. You want to adopt him or marry him?
Right.
You want to be able to lean on him.
Yeah.
You can't lean on soft and gentle.
Yeah. A man
So-
needs to be a man. I know.
So the worst thing, like we said before, the worst thing a man can say to his bride is, so what should we do now?
I love that. Girls find that so annoying. They do say that. They just want the guy to take the lead and just say, this is what the plan is, this is what we're going to do, and this is what we're doing. They want that. Yeah.
Because they trust you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they wouldn't even look at you twice.
Right.
The worst thing a woman can say to her husband, never mind, I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
That's a killer.
Yeah, they feel happy when they can help and they can do and it makes them happy. Yeah. Yeah.
So the feminists made a huge mistake.
Huge. I agree. Huge, huge.
I can open my own door, thank you.
Oh, I
But
know.
did any man ever think a woman can't open a door?
I know. I agree. I'm on board with you. I think exactly the way you do. I completely agree.
A man wants to feel useful,
Yeah.
necessary, and productive.
Yep.
So let him open the jar.
Yeah.
Make him feel like a man.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's old school values.
Yes,
Well, now it's
indeed.
called old school values. It's just the way things are supposed to be. It's not supposed to be
Nature.
old school. Exactly. It's supposed to be just nature, and that's it.
So here's a funny thing. Men desperately need compliments, not women.
Because the men are the ones that are insecure. More insecure.
Women need appreciation.
Yeah. Yeah, the men do need the compliments.
Men need a compliment. Because men need to know that they're worth something because they don't think they are.
Why is that, though?
Because we're made from the dust. From dust you are, and to dust you return. So if you give a man a compliment, it means he's useful. A woman knows she's useful. She doesn't understand why everybody takes her for granted.
Right. That's exactly
Where's the
true.
appreciation?
That's the dynamic.
So, if a woman were to say to her husband, you changed the bulb? I didn't know you know how to change bulbs.
You're a genius.
He would say, oh, come on, anybody can change. But he goes off to work in a happy state of mind.
Yeah.
But if she
Yeah.
tried to do the same thing, I'm sorry, if he tried to do the same thing for her, wow, you made the egg? You know how to make an omelet? She'll hit him over the head with the frying
She
pan.
wants to be the cook in the house. Yeah.
What kind of compliment? What? What did you just say?
Yeah.
It doesn't work for her
Yeah.
because she doesn't need compliments. She needs him to say, thank you. Don't take me for granted. So here's the thing. A man has to evoke in the woman absolute trust. Because she wants to surrender to him. She wants to be able to let her hair down and not think twice. And just give herself. And receive him into every part of her life. But you can't do that if you're not sure.
Yeah.
You're going to let him into your most private place and you don't even trust him? That's reckless.
That's ridiculous. Yeah.
And it's very much like a student and a teacher. If you have a teacher you really, really trust, all you want to do is listen. You're not editing, you're not worried. Hey, is that right? No, I never heard that before. Oh, yeah. You're not listening. You're nervous
Yeah.
because you don't trust the teacher. But if you trust the teacher implicitly, it's a pleasure. You just keep talking.
You can't actually hear enough.
That's right.
You just don't want them to stop talking,
Just-
actually. It's the opposite.
Just don't stop. Does that sound a little feminine?
Yeah.
Just don't stop.
Yeah.
Because I'm so secure. But if there's a little bit of a doubt, a little bit of an uncertainty, that's it. It's over. If she can't completely relax and let herself be open and receptive, she's frustrated as a woman. If a man feels like his wife doesn't take what he offers, he's trying to be good, she's not taking it, she's not receiving it.
Mm-hmm.
He is emasculated.
Yeah.
He's killed as a man.
And you think that's why some of the men cheat then?
No, the men
That's
cheat
maybe-
usually because they married for love. They're not getting the amount of love they need at home, so you gotta go get it somewhere else. Look, being a marriage counselor
Mm-hmm.
could be the most cruel thing you could possibly do. Because a woman gets married, she wants to be a married woman, but her husband goes to work in an office, and there are secretaries. Does she ever, her entire married life, does she ever have a day without anxiety?
Mm.
It's such a cruel thing to do to a woman. A man comes home from work, and he says to his wife of 35 years, "We just hired a new secretary."
Mm.
All the red lights go off. All the warning signals.
Sure.
She's panicked. She rushes to get her anti-anxiety pill. All he said was, "We hired a secretary." What if he comes home and says, "We just hired a new secretary. She's gorgeous." She might as well kill herself.
She might as well kill herself.
Right? So because she's 50 years old and she's competing with a 20-year-old,
Yeah,
that's so cruel.
I know.
It's how can a 50-year-old wife be absolutely comfortable and safe when her husband is surrounded by 20-year-old secretaries? And not only is she safe, she loves the fact that the secretary is gorgeous because it's good for the business.
Yeah.
And she's not threatened at all. How is that possible? And if it's not possible, no one should get married. Don't do this to people.
So can I ask you about physical attraction? Because it comes up a lot in my business and people speak about it a lot. And I feel like there's nothing I can do to try to expand people's minds. And I'm not telling them they shouldn't look for someone that's attracted to them, but I feel people are very, they criticize photos a lot and they're not willing to even go beyond a photo. I mean, what recommendation do you have for me? Is it just, you think, it's because we were speaking earlier about it is up to God and it is about karma and destiny. So if they're saying they don't like the pictures, it just means that they're actually correct, that's not their person, and I shouldn't try to convince them to meet the person anyway?
No, you should.
I should.
First of all, pictures don't tell a story. Pictures lie.
Well, if I'm saying, if I verify I met this girl in person, she does look like her photographs. So the pictures aren't lying. So if the thing is, this is the problem. They don't want to go out with this girl because they're not attractive enough, or they feel they're not going to be attracted to her. So now what? I mean, the only thing I can do is I can try to encourage them to go out, but a lot of times people are very hard-lined and they're like, nope.
But you should encourage them. You could say, you can't tell from a picture. You really can't.
And they're saying they can.
What can you tell?
I'm not attracted. That's not my type. I just know.
You
They'll say, I know I'm not going to be attracted. That's what they'll
You
say.
can't be attracted to a picture. There's no life in it. There's no energy there.
But it's
So
still.
you should try to
But people are
convince
still looking at the physical attractiveness. It's
know.
really hard to get over that.
I know, but physical attractiveness doesn't convey itself through a picture. Because you're
I try to
not
tell
feeling
people.
the energy. You're attracted to people with good energy.
I say the
Makes them
same
look
thing.
good. Energy makes them look good.
Yeah. No, I know that. I agree with you. It's just that I need to relate to these singles.
You should
So
encourage them to go past.
I do.
Don't use a picture.
Okay, so let's say they do. Sometimes they do. They go out on a date and they say, "Yeah, Rachel, I went out because you told me to go out. I did that. That it's just they're not for me." And that's something else I can do.
Oh.
I can't. What would you say? Try to encourage them to go on a second date. If I have a really strong feeling, and I don't all the time, but sometimes I just feel like, of course I can be wrong, but if I have a really strong feeling, I can't not relay that to the man.
Good.
So I do that, but then I guess again, it's up to him if he's going to say yes or no. And I know that I go down doing my maximum effort for this person, and if they say no, they say no.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the whole dating process. What are you looking for? What is the purpose of dating?
To get married. Otherwise, what's the
Why do you
point?
need to date?
I say that you need to date someone in order to get to know someone to see if there's an opportunity to join together as a union.
And what would indicate that opportunity?
Well, what we were speaking about, chemistry, different things have to align. What you said earlier, would you like to live that lifestyle, that kind of life? Do you fit in with that? Is that what you want also? So, what else is there?
Dating has become an alternative lifestyle.
For some people.
Many people. Talking to this young man, he says, right now I'm dating a woman, she's really very nice, very good. She's, she's good. I said, oh, nice. Can I say Mazel Tov or is it too soon? He says, oh, I'm not marrying her. I said, why not? He says, I'm not ready to settle.
How old is he?
20-something.
Okay.
I'm not ready to settle. You're not settling, you just told me she's great. He says, yeah, but the next one could be greater.
That's the thing, the bigger, better deal. And that's another big problem.
I said, I don't understand. You went out with her to see if you could marry her. And you can. So marry her.
Yeah.
He says, what, just to be married? Oh, I see. You're not even looking to be married. You just want to go out with the greatest, most beautiful woman. You're a fraud.
And does the girl know that? I wonder what she thinks. Because I guess if she's on board with that, it's fine. But if she's deceiving her and stealing her time, that's a really big problem.
He will not get married. Even a man says, I'm looking for someone special. That really, you mean you don't like women? That's what you're telling me. You don't like women. You're looking for someone special. Somebody not quite a woman? I mean, what does that even mean?
What was his answer?
He didn't marry her and he kept looking.
Okay.
So if the next one could be better, when will you know that you found the best? Never. So you're just dating. You're not interested in marrying.
Until they get to like 39, which I have a lot of 39-year-olds, and then they
out
get
of
scared.
desperation, they marry the wrong one.
Then that number 39 is, people get scared because they're like, you know what? Because they see that 40 and they're like, there's no more time. They're running out of time.
Yeah. One's supposed to get to 40.
That's what happened.
So here's the thing. Dating simply means a process of elimination. If you're going out to see if she is the most beautiful girl in town, you don't want to get married. You want a trophy. If you're going out to see if he is the most handsome and the most charming and you don't want to get married. What the purpose of dating is there anything about this person that is uncomfortable to you so that you can't marry him? If there's nothing about him that makes you uncomfortable, marry him. You're not looking for the greatest, the best, the most exceptional one. No. For most people, if they went out with the most beautiful woman, it would be a disaster. You don't want to marry the most beautiful woman in town. They're usually quite arrogant.
Yeah.
And you don't want to marry the hero of everybody that is not available to you.
That's all
He's
true.
too busy with himself.
It's all true. Yep.
So what is
Totally.
dating? Dating means I hear nice things about him. I'm sure they're all true. I just want to check to see if there's anything about his mannerism, his body language, that bothers me. Silly little things. But if it bothers you, don't go there. Nothing bothers you? Well, marry.
But is that realistic to think about, that nothing can bother you? Because they say if you get 80%, then you're lucky. And then it's like that 80-20 rule.
No.
You should have 100%.
100%.
But isn't that unrealistic thinking? Because then you're looking for the perfect person, and the perfect person doesn't exist
No.
for anyone. So
You're not looking
there
for-
shouldn't be anything that you don't like about them, or that bothers you, maybe.
There should not. And you're not looking for perfect. You're looking for total comfort. I am totally comfortable with this person.
I see.
I don't
yeah.
care if he's perfect. I don't want
Well-
perfect. Perfect makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's a little scary, right?
Especially if he thinks he's perfect.
Yeah, scary.
So, again, on the one hand, you're not looking for the most amazing. On the other hand, if any little thing disturbs you, don't go there. It'll only get worse when you're married.
But that just, okay, I hear what you're saying. I'm listening, I'm agreeing in my mind, and then I'm not agreeing, and I'm getting a little confused. So if any little thing disturbs you, but sometimes people have their own little idiosyncrasies and things. So even if that bothers you a little bit, you don't think, it's like, oh, I think I can get over that.
That's
Like
the
you
whole-
leave your clothes everywhere, but it's like, I think I can deal with that because the housekeeper will pick it up maybe. It'll be okay. I mean, just an example that.
That's the whole purpose of dating, to check out the little things.
But we don't really know somebody till we're married to them anyway. So a lot of those little things aren't going to surface anyway till we're like living in the same household, and then it's too late because we're already married.
Right.
So then what?
Then if you're married to the guy, then you should put up with it. Before you're married, why would you put up with it?
Because, we've been, in our society, we've always heard nobody's perfect. If you can get a guy this, that, and you're lucky.
Not looking for perfect. Like,
But you just finished
And-
saying, why should you put up with any, but that just, I know what you're saying. You're saying comfort, but it's perfect in their eyes or comfortable. But if you're not, but you're saying, if she would have found out something before she was married, she shouldn't marry him. If he had the TV on too loud and it really bothered her, then she shouldn't marry him?
once you're married, it's a whole different story. He deserves your tolerance because he married you. But a guy who didn't marry you, why? Look, it's like we were saying before. A bald guy is not perfect.
But to her, he was perfect.
So what if he's bald?
Right. She doesn't consider that anything,
It
right?
didn't make
Yeah,
her
for sure.
uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what you're looking for.
Right.
So it's really a process of elimination.
Mm-hmm.
If he has a freckle that bothers you, then don't marry him. Oh, but it's so petty. Well, you're petty. What are you gonna do?
Wow.
So many times.
I would never have thought you would have said something like that, but I find that very interesting and very deep, actually.
So many times, couples who are in crisis, they'll say, I knew I should. When I went to the chuppah, I knew. So why'd you do it? Because it was so petty. I was ashamed to say that. That's what bothers me.
But is that what really is going to break? It's still hard for me that that's what's really going to break somebody up. But you know what I think it is, and you tell me if you agree. It's not the freckle. There's something else. The freckle is the reason. Is the reason that they're coming up with the logical reason. But I personally think it's something much deeper than that. It's got to be something other than that. It's basically saying, no, not your person, not going to work out. It's not the freckle that bothers. That's just like the sign that they're given to say, no.
Have you never met somebody that's that petty?
No, I have. I try to
Where a
work.
freckle really bothers
No,
you.
I've heard it all. I've heard it. Yeah. No. I've heard that. I've been like,
Mannerism that just turns you off, makes you sick.
I've heard it all. Yeah. I know.
So you don't try to be more noble than you are in order to marry someone. What are you doing? You're tricking him into marrying you? I'm really intolerant of every little thing, but I'm gonna make believe I'm not.
But what if what if it's just one thing? You're saying even if it's one tiny thing, don't marry them?
Yeah. So look, you're right. If there was that perfect chemistry, it wouldn't bother you.
I see. So that's just coming down to, that's the deeper answer. It's about, because it's not the freckle, it's the fact that you didn't have that the chemistry's not really there, because the chemistry wouldn't notice the freckle. So the freckle's just the sign from the universe saying, no. I see. So they're all signs. God gives us signs. We ask for them, and then those are the signs.
We
So that means you're saying that nobody, so when, a lot of people, criticize other singles saying, oh, you're so picky, you're so picky, you're so picky. But maybe they're not picky. Maybe the word picky shouldn't exist. Maybe it's just not your person.
And maybe you are picky.
And you're saying it's okay.
Picky people shouldn't get married.
You're saying being picky is okay.
If that's what you are, that's what you are. What are you gonna fake it?
Okay. But people are supposed to grow and transform
No,
with a
this
higher
guy-
consciousness.
This guy became religious. As a teenager, maybe later. And he's going out with this woman and he likes her, and but he can't bring himself to propose. So I'm speaking to him, and I said, is she blonde or dark? He says, what's the difference? I said, I'm just curious.
Oh.
Is she blonde or dark? He says, dark. I said, before you became religious, did you ever think you would marry a woman who has dark hair, or were you interested in blonde? He says, oh, I used to be interested in blonde.
Oh, you said.
I said, then you have to marry a blonde. He says, that's just your Yetzer Hara.
Oh.
I said, and what are you doing, marrying without your Yetzer Hara?
Oh, it's so but you know what? Y'all kidding aside, it's confusing. Is it the Yetzer Hara, or is it really? It's confusing because the Yetzer Hara can be very tricky. So we don't.
You have a Yetzer Hara, and you're going to marry with. You can't leave it in your mother's basement. So who are you kidding?
So what
if you're attracted to blonde, don't marry dark. Oh, that's so.
But you don't think there's exceptions? But maybe his person has dark hair.
Who?
I mean, this guy. Okay, so you're saying, but maybe his soulmate, this is his soulmate, and she happens to have dark hair.
And he wouldn't notice.
Oh, yeah. Then he would have just answered the question. So the fact that he didn't answer the question, you saw through the whole thing, right?
What I'm saying is, it doesn't matter why you are the way you are.
Yeah.
Don't fake it.
Right.
If you prefer blonde, say so. Oh, but it's so embarrassing, it's so petty, it's so... Yeah, well, that's you. You get yourself in trouble when you do that. Look, dating is not a relationship. You gotta say this to everybody.
Tell me.
Dating is not a relationship. You go out 6 times with somebody, you don't have a relationship.
Well, what would you describe it as? You're building a relationship together?
You're not building anything. You're window shopping.
But what if those people, I'm glad you brought that up, because I have somebody that's I have a couple that have gone out on like 8 dates. They're thinking now, both of them, after speaking with them, that they're at the beginning of a relationship because they feel very connected to each other. So they're dating, but they feel they're now like in a relationship stage, like headed toward, God willing, a marriage. So you're saying...
Until the ring is on her finger, you do not have a relationship.
Okay.
Going out for a Coke is not a relationship. It's not like dating is one relationship and then marriage is another relationship. No. Dating is window shopping. You're talking to a total stranger. Be careful what you say.
Yeah.
You share your most intimate and then decide not to get married? Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Every time you date somebody, you lose a little chunk of your heart? By the time you find your bashert, you got no heart left.
Oh.
No,
But you have to leave yourself, but, I understand what you're saying, but, they say all is fair in love and war. You have to leave your heart open for people, and sometimes people get hurt, but you have to put yourself out there. You have to,
You don't put yourself out.
but you have
Never.
you have to open your heart to even see if there's feelings between two people, no? I mean, it's just, you have to date with an open heart.
What does an open heart mean? Be polite?
Well, what did you say?
Be polite?
An open heart meaning you're open to a relationship. You're going in with not too many boundaries. Just like basically saying to God, "Show me, is this my person? I'm being open. I'm
Right.
just my
Show
heart."
me. It's not a relationship.
No, it's not a relationship, but you're open to love. Open to love someone. Open to date. Open to hopefully a future relationship.
Yes, a future relationship. This is not a relationship. Dating is not a relationship, it's just shopping. So if you date 8 times and you decide not to marry each other, you're not heartbroken. Nothing broke. There was no relationship there. You checked it out and you decided no.
Well, unfortunately, yeah.
Keep it impersonal and selfish.
Okay. I'll pass that on.
The way things are in the world today, couples are more selfless when they're dating than when they're married.
And it should be the opposite.
Yes.
The other way around.
Yeah.
Why is that? It's the familiarity.
The desperation to be loved. I don't know. But the couple, each of them, the woman should not need to make a good impression. He's a stranger. What do you want to make a good impression for?
Okay, so what should be her mindset? She's out on a
Her
date.
mindset is let him make a good impression.
Because he needs the marriage. She doesn't need the marriage. He needs the marriage for his correction.
No, he should do the same thing.
He should do the same thing?
Let her make a good impression. Dating is completely selfish. Is this for me?
I see what you're going. Okay.
I'm not putting out.
I get what you're saying.
No, putting out to her. Who's she?
Okay.
Why would I be nice to her even? I mean, besides just polite like I would with anybody else. Who is she? Because she agreed to let me buy her a Coke? Why?
So if everyone's supposed to be so guarded when they're dating, then how do you really get to know someone and get to feeling if they are your person? I mean, how do you?
Process of elimination.
But you're gonna be eliminating more people if somebody comes off so cold all the time on a date and they just seem uninterested, or they're just. If somebody's thinking during the date, is this for me? Is this for me? Is this for me? They're not focusing on interaction with the other person. No.
How do you interact with a stranger? You tell them all
Ask
your
me
intimate
questions.
secrets?
Ask questions.
Yeah. And you get to see the person. Put out. That's crazy. So until you're sure that you're marrying each other, you don't share information that even your mother doesn't know. And then he's going to walk away? No. That's a slow suicide. What are you doing? Also, of course, the purpose of the date is to see if this is a potential marriage. But after one date, don't ask yourself, do I want to marry him? Just ask yourself, could I tolerate him for another hour?
Okay.
That's all you can know.
Yeah.
So you want to know now whether you can marry him?
Okay, but I also heard you say in the past that you don't need to know anybody more than 3 months.
Yeah.
So how long, if everyone's gonna be so standoffish, how are they gonna get to know each other within 3 months?
They're not standoffish, they're just realistic. I'm talking to a stranger, isn't it?
But you don't think you wanna share about your life and things and be yourself, but you wanna
What
show off
you-
your personality.
What you would share with somebody sitting on a plane next to you.
Okay,
Why anymore? Why, because she smiled at me?
okay, I get it.
So don't think of dating as a relationship. It's not. So if it doesn't work out, no harm done. It's like, I know it makes it sound very cheap, but you walk into a shoe store and they don't have a shoe your size. Are you heartbroken?
Right.
You go to the next store.
Yeah,
So if this is not the guy, fine. So it's not like you developed a connection. There's no connection. Even after 8 dates.
so when do you think a
Unless-
connection starts developing so someone can actually say, this is my person?
When you're thinking, I can marry him.
Yeah.
When it starts to feel like a marriage, then you're getting somewhere. Other than that, you're just two strangers enjoying a hot cup of coffee.